Hello everybody and welcome. In this video series, I'm going to explain object-oriented programming basics. And in this video, I'm going to do an introduction to programming. So let's start. What is programming? What are programming language types and how program is run? Basically, if you want your computer to do a work or a job or a specific task, you need to tell him to do it. How? We are going to send him instructions. How do we send these instructions to this computer? We use what's called a programming language. So programming is writing these instructions and sending them to the computer to do a job or a task using a programming language. Programming languages have types, and we're going to see these types next. Mainly, we have a high-level language and a machine language. A computer only understands a machine language, which is comprised of ones and zeros. And because it is so, ones and zeros, it's very difficult for us to read and write in a machine language. That's why we need what is called a high-level language. A high-level language is a language that is easily read and written by humans. It's very close to English, so it's understandable. So we write our program in a high-level language. This program is going to be changed, compiled into a machine language that a computer can understand and run. But what is the middle language? Some programming languages like C Sharp, Visual Basic, and F Sharp, they get compiled first into a middle language, then they get compiled into a machine language. This is a feature Microsoft introduced. So if you have a program written in C Sharp and you needed a part from it, you needed a part of code from F Sharp, you can use this part because at the middle layer, they are all the same. You write in different high-level languages, they get compiled into the same middle language, and then this middle language is going to get compiled into our machine language. This is how all this works together. You write a high-level language code, this code is going to be compiled into a machine language that a computer can run. High-level languages have also types. There are two main types. We have compiled languages, we have interpreted languages. Compiled languages is are when you have a program and this program you want to compile it, this program won't get compiled and won't get run if you have an error. If you have an error, you will get an exception. But this exception is gonna stop your program from running. So you have to fix this error in order to run this program. On the other hand, the interpreted languages are languages like JavaScript, Python, and PHP, where your program runs line by line. So if you run your program, it's gonna run the first line, second line, keeps running until it hits a line where it has an error. Then it tells you there's an error and your program might stop working. If it doesn't, it might end successfully and that's it. This is the main difference between these two languages. C Sharp, Java, C++ all belong to the compiled languages. Also, we can classify the high-level languages into three types: procedural, functional, and object-oriented programming. Procedures like C, Fortran, Python; functional are like Elixir, Scala, and F Sharp. Object-oriented programming, we have C Sharp, C++, and Java. We're going to be mainly working with object-oriented programming and specifically with C Sharp. C Sharp is a very, very good supported programming language from Microsoft. It's very strong. It has very what is called syntactic sugar. Many workarounds make your job easier. That's why I chose C Sharp, and I think I can explain the object-oriented principles easier with C Sharp. Here we have some programming languages like C++, C Sharp, Java. We have Visual Basic. All of these are object-oriented programming. We can see also Flash. Flash is not being used anymore. It's gone. We have HTML, HTML5. HTML5 is the new, or let's say the modern HTML. They are not programming languages. They are markup languages. You use HTML to tell your web browser to show some elements. That's why it's called markup language. There is also CSS. CSS is a styling language where you tell your web browser how to style these elements shown by HTML. There's also SQL. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It's a query language. It's not a programming language. It's used when you want to retrieve data from a database or somewhere. You have data somewhere and you ask for this data. This asking of data is called querying the data because you ask for certain data. For example, you say give me all persons that are older than 23. So this is called querying your data. That's why it's called query language. There is also you can see there's .NET. .NET is a framework where you can write with C Sharp, C++, F Sharp, and Visual Basic. With this .NET, you can do web programming, desktop, mobile programming. You can do console application. You can do background services. You can also, because .NET is now cross-platform, you can do programs in Linux. You can install .NET and you can start writing C Sharp programs in Linux. Yeah, and that's it. I hope that's it for this video. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, please leave your question in a comment. See you guys in the next video.